Hello, wonderful learners, and a very warm welcome back to Grow English Mastery. I'm Scarlett, and I'm so delighted you've joined me today. Before we travel to the forests of Africa, let's look at our learning journey for this episode. First, we will explore the incredible life of Dr. Jane Goodall and her groundbreaking research with wild chimpanzees. Second, we will learn 10 essential vocabulary words to help you discuss nature, animals, and conservation. And finally, we will review key grammar tenses that are perfect for telling powerful life stories. So, with our goals clear, let's begin. Have you ever dreamed of venturing into wild, untouched places? Or perhaps of understanding the secret lives of animals? Today, we're going to journey into the heart of Africa and into the life of a truly remarkable woman who did just that, and in doing so, changed the world. We are exploring the incredible story of Dr. Jane Goodall, the pioneering primatologist whose decades of research revolutionized our understanding of these fascinating animals, and indeed, our understanding of what it means to be human. So, find a comfortable spot. Let your imagination travel to the forests of Africa, and let's delve into the life of Jane Goodall. Valerie Jane Morris Goodall was born in London, England, on April 3, 1934. From a very early age, Jane loved animals and dreamed of going to Africa to live among them and write about them. One of her favorite childhood books was The Story of Dr. Dolittle, about a doctor who could talk to animals. She also received a toy chimpanzee named Jubilee from her father, which she still has today. This toy perhaps foreshadowed her life's passion. Unlike many girls of her time, Jane wasn't particularly interested in traditional paths. Her dream of Africa was strong. After finishing school, she worked as a secretary and then at a documentary film company to save money for her passage. In 1957, at the age of 23, her dream began to come true when a friend invited her to visit their family's farm in Kenya. Once in Kenya, Jane's life took a pivotal turn. She met the famous paleoanthropologist Dr. Louis Leakey. Dr. Leakey was looking for someone to study wild chimpanzees, believing that understanding our closest living relatives could provide clues about early human behavior. He was impressed by Jane's passion, her patience, and her genuine love for animals. Even though she didn't have a traditional university degree in science at that time, he believed these personal qualities were more important for the challenging fieldwork ahead. So, in 1960, with her mother accompanying her for the initial period, as British authorities were hesitant to allow a young woman to live alone in the wild, Jane Goodall arrived in Gombe Stream Chimpanzee Reserve, now Gombe Stream National Park, on the shores of Lake Tanganyika in what is now Tanzania. This was the beginning of a research project that would continue for over 60 years and become one of the longest continuous field studies of animals in their natural habitat. Life in Gombe was not easy, especially in the beginning. The chimpanzees were shy and elusive. Jane spent months patiently observing them from a distance, gradually earning their trust. She gave them names, like David Greybeard, Goliath, and Flo, instead of numbers, which was an unconventional approach in science at the time but reflected her view of them as individuals with distinct personalities. Her patience paid off. Jane Goodall made several groundbreaking discoveries that completely changed what scientists thought they knew about chimpanzees, and even about humans. One of her first and most startling observations was seeing a chimpanzee, David Greybeard, using grass stems to fish for termites in their mounds. He would strip the leaves off a twig, poke it into a termite hole, wait for the termites to bite onto it, and then pull it out and eat them. Until then, it was widely believed that humans were the only species to make and use tools. When Jane reported this to Louis Leakey, he famously responded, "Now we must redefine tool, redefine man, or accept chimpanzees as humans." She also observed chimpanzees hunting and eating meat, disproving the idea that they were solely vegetarian. She documented their complex social lives, their strong family bonds, especially between mothers and offspring, their long childhoods, and their expressions of emotions like joy, sadness, anger, and grief. She saw them hug, kiss, and pat each other on the back. These observations were revolutionary because they showed that many behaviors and emotions once thought to be uniquely human were actually shared by chimpanzees. This blurred the sharp line that science had drawn between humans and other animals. Because of her incredible fieldwork and discoveries, Jane Goodall was admitted to Cambridge University to study for a PhD in ethology, the study of animal behavior. Even without an undergraduate degree, she earned her doctorate in 1965. Her research continued to reveal the rich and complex lives of the Gombe chimpanzees. However, as the years went by, Jane became increasingly aware of the threats facing chimpanzees and their habitats: deforestation, poaching, and disease. She realized that scientific research alone was not enough. In 1977, she co-founded the Jane Goodall Institute for Wildlife Research, Education, and Conservation. This organization works to protect chimpanzees and their habitats, and to empower local communities. By the mid-1980s, Jane made a difficult decision to spend less time in her beloved Gombe and more time traveling the world, becoming an advocate for conservation and animal welfare. She realized she had a powerful voice and a unique story that could inspire people to take action. She now travels for about 300 days a year, speaking to audiences worldwide, from school children to political leaders, about the urgent need to protect our planet. In 1991, she started Roots, Shoots, an environmental and humanitarian program for young people. Roots Shoots encourages young people in communities around the globe to identify and work on projects that help people, animals, and the environment. It's based on her philosophy that every individual can make a difference. Now, let's focus on some grammar that is particularly useful when talking about someone's life story, their research, and their impact. First, the past simple tense. We use this extensively for biographical information, completed actions and events in the past. Jane Goodall was born in London in 1934. She dreamed of going to Africa as a child. She arrived in Gombe in 1960. She observed chimpanzees making and using tools. She founded the Jane Goodall Institute in 1977. Practice narrating key life events of someone you admire using the past simple. Second, the past continuous tense. This tense is useful to describe actions that were in progress at a particular time in the past, often providing background to a main event. While she was working as a secretary, she was saving money for her trip. Louis Leakey was looking for someone to study chimpanzees when he met Jane. The chimpanzees were initially shy while Jane was trying to observe them. Third, the present perfect tense. This connects past actions or achievements to the present, emphasizing their current relevance or impact. Jane Goodall has dedicated her life to studying and protecting chimpanzees. Her work has changed our understanding of animal behavior. The Jane Goodall Institute has helped communities and wildlife in many countries. Fourth, modal verbs like could, would, can, and must are important for talking about abilities, past habits, possibilities, and obligations. As a child, she dreamed she could live among animals. She would spend hours patiently watching the chimpanzees. Her discoveries showed that chimpanzees can feel complex emotions. She believes we must protect the environment for future generations. Let's explore some effective techniques to practice English related to Jane Goodall's story and themes. For listening, watch interviews with Jane Goodall or documentaries about her life and work, like Jane, by Brett Morgan, or National Geographic features. She is an excellent speaker. Pay attention to her message and the vocabulary she uses. For speaking, discuss Jane Goodall's impact with a friend or language partner. What do you find most inspiring about her? How did her discoveries change scientific views? Practice summarizing her main achievements. For reading, read articles about Jane Goodall, chimpanzees, or conservation issues. The Jane Goodall Institute website is a great resource. Look for biographies of other conservationists or scientists. This will expose you to relevant vocabulary and writing styles. For writing, write a short paragraph about why Jane Goodall is an important figure. Or, you could write about an environmental issue you care about and what actions people can take. This helps you structure your thoughts and practice new vocabulary. Now, Let's delve deeper into 10 key vocabulary words connected to Jane Goodall's life and work. Primatologist. Noun. A scientist who studies primates, the group of mammals that includes monkeys, apes, and humans. Spelling. Primatologist. Jane Goodall is one of the world's most famous primatologists. A primatologist might study primate behavior, biology, or conservation. Her work as a primatologist in Gombe spanned several decades. Chimpanzee. Noun. An intelligent ape with black or brown fur found in the forests of Africa. They are our closest living relatives. Spelling. Chimpanze. Jane Goodall's research focused on the behavior of wild chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are known for their tool use and complex social structures. Protecting chimpanzee habitats is crucial for their survival. Conservation. Noun. The protection of plants, animals, and natural areas, especially from the damaging effects of human activity. Spelling. Conservation. Jane Goodall is a global icon for wildlife conservation. Conservation efforts aim to prevent species from becoming extinct. Education plays a vital role in conservation. Habitat. Noun. The natural home or environment of an animal, plant, or other organism. Spelling. Habitat. Deforestation is destroying the habitat of many chimpanzees. It's important to protect diverse habitats to maintain biodiversity. Gombe Stream National Park provides a protected habitat for chimpanzees. Observation. Noun. The action or process of watching someone or something carefully and attentively, typically in order to gain information. Spelling. Observation. Jane Goodall's discoveries were based on careful observation of chimpanzees. Scientific research often begins with observation of the natural world. Her patient observation allowed her to gain the trust of the chimpanzees. Behavior. Noun. The way in which an animal or person acts in response to a particular situation or stimulus. Spelling. Behavior. She revolutionized our understanding of chimpanzee behavior. Ethologists study animal behavior in their natural environments. Many factors can influence an animal's behavior, including its environment and social group. Advocate. Noun. Verb. Noun. A person who publicly supports or recommends a particular cause or policy. Verb. To publicly recommend or support. Spelling. Advocacy. Jane Goodall became a passionate advocate for animal welfare and conservation. Noun. She travels the world to advocate for environmental protection. Verb. Many organizations advocate for stricter laws to protect endangered species. Sanctuary. Noun. A place where injured or unwanted animals are protected and cared for. Also a place of safety or refuge. Spelling. Sanctuary. The Jane Goodall Institute supports chimpanzee sanctuaries for orphaned and rescued animals. Wildlife sanctuaries play an important role in conservation. The forest became a sanctuary for animals fleeing deforestation. Endangered, adjective, of a species, seriously at risk of extinction. Spelling. Endangered. Chimpanzees are an endangered species due to habitat loss and poaching. Many conservation programs focus on protecting endangered animals. It's crucial to raise awareness about the plight of endangered species. Hope. Noun. A feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. A feeling of trust. Spelling. Hope. Jane Goodall's message is one of hope and empowerment. Despite the challenges, she maintains hope for the future of our planet. Young people involved in Roots, Shoots bring hope for positive change. Practice using these words. Try to create your own sentences about Jane Goodall or conservation. Let's explore some more grammar examples focusing on Jane Goodall and her mission. Describing her early determination and research methods. She had dreamed of Africa for years before she finally got the chance to go. Instead of using numbers, she chose to give the chimpanzees names, which was unusual at the time. She would sit for hours, patiently waiting for the chimpanzees to accept her presence. Explaining the impact of her discoveries. Her observation that chimpanzees make and use tools challenged the definition of humans. It was revealed that chimpanzees have complex social lives and emotions, much like humans. The scientific community was initially skeptical of her findings because she didn't have a traditional degree. Discussing her advocacy and ongoing work. She has been traveling the world for decades, spreading her message of conservation. The Roots, Shoots program encourages young people to take action in their communities. If we don't act now, many species will disappear forever. These examples illustrate how a mix of tenses and structures helps to paint a full picture of Jane Goodall's journey, her scientific contributions, and her ongoing mission. Jane Goodall's story is a powerful source of inspiration. Her life began with a childhood dream, fueled by curiosity and a deep love for animals. She had no formal scientific qualifications when she first went to Gombe. But she had something perhaps more important: immense patience, keen observational skills, and an open mind. She wasn't afraid to challenge conventional scientific thinking. Her approach was immersive and empathetic. By naming the chimpanzees and describing their individual personalities and emotions, she helped the world see them not just as research subjects, but as sentient beings deserving of respect and compassion. This was a radical shift. This message is particularly relevant for anyone undertaking a challenging task, like learning a new language. Sometimes the goal can seem far away, and progress slow. But Jane Goodall's life shows that persistence, passion, and a belief in your purpose can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Just like she patiently earned the trust of chimpanzees one day at a time, you build your English skills one word, one sentence, one conversation at a time. As we conclude our session on the remarkable Jane Goodall, let's summarize the key takeaways. First, we learned about Jane Goodall's inspiring journey, from a young girl dreaming of Africa to a world-renowned primatologist and conservationist. Second, we highlighted her groundbreaking research in Gombe, Tanzania, where her patient observations revealed the complex intelligence, tool use, social structures, and emotional lives of wild chimpanzees, forever changing our view of them and ourselves. Third, we noted her transition from scientist to global advocate, founding the Jane Goodall Institute, and the Roots Shoots program to promote conservation, animal welfare, and youth empowerment. Fourth, we reviewed key grammar like the past simple for biographies, past continuous for background, present perfect for ongoing impact, and modal verbs. We also enriched our vocabulary with terms like primatologist, conservation, habitat, advocate, and hope. And finally, we drew inspiration from her unwavering dedication, her empathy, her courage to challenge norms, and her powerful message that every individual can contribute to a better world. I hope this story has not only enhanced your English, but also touched your heart, and perhaps sparked a desire to learn more or even get involved in making a difference. Jane Goodall often speaks about her reasons for hope, and her life's work is certainly one of them. Thank you for joining me today on Grow English Mastery. What part of Jane Goodall's story or work do you find most inspiring? Are there other conservation heroes or topics related to nature you'd like to explore in English? Please share your thoughts, questions, or any reflections in the comments section below. I truly value your engagement with our community. If you found this lesson meaningful and helpful for your English learning, please give it a thumbs up. It helps our channel reach more learners. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Grow English Mastery and click the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming lessons. Sharing this video with friends or family who might be inspired by Jane Goodall's story would also be wonderful. Remember Jane's message: what you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to make your own positive impact. Until next time, take care and happy learning. Bye for now.